Hey everybody, it's Clutch. Welcome back. And it's time to get real with Lee Chen, brought to you by Bic Flex 4 Razors. Now, for those of you that don't know who Lee Chen is, he is one of the men working behind the scenes to make esports a reality for all of us. Lee, what is your current title and role with Major League Gaming?
My current title and role is Senior Vice President of Esports Strategy. So that's relatively new and it's a little bit confusing. But basically it means that I work with Sundance and Adam Apicella and a lot of the League Ops guys like John Nelson to sort of figure out the best way to work with publishers and fans and communities, as well as the casters and the teams to implement the stuff that Sundance comes up with in crazy Live on 3 interviews.
How were you first exposed to professional video game competitions, and what has been your history with Major League Gaming?
Wow, that goes back to Counter-Strike 1.3. Yeah, right? Counter-Strike 1.3, way back in 1998, I guess, where I competed with some friends of mine at a CPL event. And way back then, it was really just to hang out, have a good time, talk some trash, and play a bunch of video games. So since then, spent a lot of time working on Godfrag, which we MLG acquired back in 2007, and we've kind of moved on from there to work on everything related to PC gaming at MLG.
The experiences that we have here at MLG have been phenomenal, and there's so many people that work backstage. But esports is still kind of a new thing as far as mainstream. So for somebody that's unfamiliar to esports, how would you describe an event like the MLG Winter Championship?
It's awesome. Personal opinion. Might be a little bit biased. It's a sporting event. I mean, I think if you're coming from a quote-unquote mainstream audience and you're trying to get engaged around what happens in this room with these fans and these players and these teams, it's like anything else. It's like going to an NBA game, a UFC fight, an NFL fight. Like, there's fans cheering, you got favorite players, and it's awesome competition. It's a lot of fun. It's a great community.
I'm sure a lot of people are having fun already just for the first day. Can I hear you, Columbus? Another question for you, Lee. Technology has played a certain role in the acceleration of esports growth. Can you define what that role has been?
Well, one of my jobs at MLG is actually running tech here for quite a period of time, particularly around the live event side. And there's a lot of different ways that that's happened. I mean, there's lots of people that contribute to that. My job around that has really focused on the networking operations side, some of the video in collaboration with a lot of other people, and also the live streaming and the encoding side of it. And I think one of the major changes that we've seen is back in 2007, it was like live streaming was this random cool thing that was super hard to do. And the advent of guys like Twitch TV and how easy it is to encode and how easy it is to live stream stuff, that's really accelerated how massive it is and how quick it is to get really compelling, really interesting content out there from guys like Day9 and DJ Wheat and the rest of the guys who are backstage right now casting these matches. And so that means that it's much easier to become much more popular really quickly. But it also impacts it at a lot of other levels. I mean, you know, networking is a lot more advanced, the speed of the internet, what we can do with technology at any level these days is just a lot broader, and it just accelerates everything, it makes everything faster.
Now, when it comes to the MLG event and the pro circuit, MLG has been around for 10 years now, but StarCraft 2 was introduced to the pro circuit back in 2010. In your opinion, do you feel that the success of StarCraft 2 has met your expectations, has exceeded them, or is there still room for growth?
It's a mix, right? I think in some ways it's very much exceeded our expectations, my personal ones as well. I mean, I think, you know, I started talking to the Blizzard guys about running StarCraft 2 the moment that there were rumors that they were actually going to be working on it, right? And reached out to the guys at Team 1, reached out to the eSports team guys over at Blizzard, who are all fantastic to work with. And, you know, we started out with World of Warcraft, and then we, you know, with the expectation that we were building a relationship with Blizzard and really trying to advance eSports as you know, a mainstream thing on Blizzard titles. So StarCraft 2, from that perspective, we knew it was going to be big. Like, just knew it, all of us here, right? There were bets around the pool about how many stream views we were going to get the first time out. And now, you know, I think there's still a tremendous amount of room for growth, but at the same time, I think we have enough information now and enough education that we're starting to get really smart now. Smart's probably over aggressive, but we're getting a little bit more educated about how we think about this. And so in some ways it's meeting our expectations, in other ways it's exceeding it. But without a doubt, there's room for growth. I mean, I think the sky's the limit this year, and 2012 for us is going to be a huge, huge year. I mean, I tweeted a couple of nights ago, as awesome as I think Columbus is going to be, I cannot wait to start working on the next event, because the next event is going to be awesome. It's going to be insane.
Lee, what has been your proudest moment at an MLG event so far?
At the risk of showing a little bit of bias, StarCraft 1 Brood War, my favorite player was Boxer, and he was my favorite player because in competitive gaming up to that point, I was a fairly static, not that good player. I didn't really think outside the box or try to innovate at all. And the SCV rush that Boxer did in a match versus Yellow completely changed the way that I thought about everything, right? So here I am at MLG in 2011 at Anaheim, where I've been working with the MLG guys, with Adam and John and all the other crew on the league production side, to bring StarCraft 2 to the main stage in the middle of the room in Anaheim, California, which is Blizzard's hometown, and Boxer standing on the stage. And it's like the culmination of 5 years of hard work from a lot of people here, me personally, and my eSports hero is standing on that stage, and he's playing. And he comes out of his booth after winning that match, and he like throws his arm up, you know, that fist bump that he does. And the crowd goes nuts. Everybody's cheering. And Boxer in the post-game interview says that he loves MLG and he loves coming here. And that's got to be it. That's got to be it right there.
Lee Chen, thank you very much. Let's give it up for Lee Chen, ladies and gentlemen, from Major League Gaming. Stay tuned, because coming up next, we have Huck versus Violet. More StarCraft 2 action coming right at you guys. Stay tuned.